Hello, is this working now? Okay. All right, good. Wow. Good thing I checked the levels on my stuff. Is this? Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. Now the music is gone. Properties, device. Okay. Is that gonna work now? All right. I had to reinstall drivers for my audio interface and it screwed up all my settings, of course. So anyway, I think everything's good. You should be able to hear me now. You should be able to hear me. If not, let me know. You should be able to hear the music as well. But before I get into what we're doing today, I want to remind everyone that Augmented is available for wish listing. It's the first line in the description below. And I also have my Patreon available where you can financially support the project if you so choose. The sponsored tier here has a couple of nice perks like getting your name into the Augmented in-game credits when it launches. So check those out if you're interested. I also have my Udemy courses available for sale, so those are linked in the description below. They'll teach you everything you need to know about creating complete Godot engine games. I've got several of them, so you could take your pick. And then yeah, you can join the Discord. The link for that is in the description below. I have a bunch of Discord messages to respond to, I saw, so I'll be doing that probably after the stream this afternoon. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on. So combat is still not balanced properly, so that's what we're going to be working on today. Last night what I did is I got through a whole bunch of bugs. All these bugs here, I basically got this done in like an hour, so that's good. The game feels a lot more not buggy now, I guess you could say. So yeah, we're going to be balancing the combat a little bit, or trying to, and that's basically it for the stream. Maybe we'll do a card if we have time. That would be cool. But anyway, hello DevGhost, good morning to you. Welcome. Here before Adam. Hello, Emerson. Welcome back. Good morning to you. Hello, Dusty. Good to see you. Hello, Meep. V, welcome back. I'm doing well. How's everyone doing? Just finishing work. Who is this high functioning of? That's funny. Hello, Rin. Welcome back. Snupbill. Good to see you. Let's fix my camera. Good to see you. Thank you for the IDR 10,000. Very much appreciate that. And we've got the Yummers message. Very cool. We always like the Yummers message. Quick question, are you familiar with AR? I'm not, no. I'm assuming that means augmented reality. No. Get down. Get down. It's time for the cats to be annoying. Shurima, get down. Get down. Oh my gosh. Thank you. All right, now maybe we can work. So yeah, I wanted to do stuff with AR. I thought it would be really cool, for example, to have like a Dungeons and Dragons companion app where you could have your 3D models, your characters as 3D models, and then you could like point your phone at like the table and watch the models actually fight each other. Sort of like almost like a turn-based RPG video game where the visuals are all played out in augmented reality. But never got around to it, so don't even know if it's feasible. I'm sure it is feasible, but anyway, that's a long-winded way of saying no, I haven't done anything with AR. All right, so let's do some combat balancing. So one of the problems with the enemy, so I need to start writing some statistics, I think. So let's do enemy board, no, combat configuration. One of my assignment later for game board, but I never got around to learn it further. Oh, gotcha, okay. I saw Star Wars chess done in AR, it was amazing. Yeah. Star Wars, yeah, the Star Wars chess, that's cool. I don't know, I feel like there's like a lot of AR is a fad, but I feel like there's a lot of untapped potential still, especially when it comes to like gaming experiences. But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember how this works. So I think what I need to do, RNG args, board size. Card positions, board dimensions. Upgrade random card. Okay. So I think I need to create some logging here. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do that. Okay. So I've got generate combat encounters in here. Let's do this. Log stats. Private void log stats. So I'm gonna want to just get a feel for what all the combat boards look like. Oh my gosh, cats! Stop! Go away, go lay down. The cats are circling me like sharks. Okay. So I need to iterate through the, so let's do this. var combat nodes is equal to, well, do I need to do that? Oi, I don't know. Combat configuration. Can I just load this? I should be able to just load that actually. var combats is equal to map nodes to combat configuration dot values. Okay. So we have all those. Now I need to basically log these things. So let's do min currency is equal to combats.min, max currency combats.max, average. Is there like a median function? That'd be interesting. Nope. Okay. I want to bucket this by tier though, I think. So let's do var grouped by tier is equal to combats grouped by no, this is not going to work either. Let's do group by x.key.tier. Okay. Now, what is this? Nope, that doesn't work. All right, we'll just keep the grouping. I don't remember how to use this group. Can I do two lists here? Okay. Okay, so this is combats. That's fine. Combats grouped by tier. Okay, we're gonna want a stats object as well. Public. No, we can just do private class. Combat stats. Sorry, this is gonna take a little bit of setup here. Let's do average health, average currency. We'll do public float min health. Public float max health. Public float min board x. No, this could be an int. We'll do int min board x. Public int max board x. Public int min board y, max board y. Okay, that should work. Average board width, I don't care about that. Let's do min additional tiers. Public int max additional tiers. Okay. Oops. Okay. For each var entry in combats grouped by tier. Now we can actually do some things. So var combat tier, combat stats is equal to new combat tier stats. Dictionary int combat tier stats. Output entry dot key is equal to combat stats. Okay, so now we can actually do some stuff in here. So now in the entry dot values, this is a list of key value pair. So var combat configurations is equal to entry dot value dot select many x Oh, I don't need to do select many. I can just do select. Okay. Cool. All right. So combat stats dot min. Let's see. Oh, I didn't add the currency either. Let's group those together. Public float min currency. Okay, combat stats dot min currency, max currency, average currency, that works. Min health, max health, average health, min board X. Combat configurations dot min. Cool. Okay. What else do I need? Min additional tiers, max additional tiers. So this is going to be a little bit harder, but how's your game? It's going well, Kelso. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. AR D&D would be highly antisocial at a shared table, but sounds like an amazing idea for long distance D&D to have a shared 3D AR table. Well, then you might as well just do a video game at that point. I think, right? An online game. My friend just got a new AR headset, and the best thing is watching a movie like you're in IMAX. Midnight should think about starting some work. Good morning, Neozoid. Time for game dev once again. Welcome, Jackie Daytona. Can't you use vector 2 eyes for min and max board coordinates? I could, yeah, but... Well, no, I can't because I'm going to ultimately output this as JSON, so I'd have to serialize those to individual things anyway, or just, I guess, put the string in there, but it'll just be easier to just print the number. Can you give me any tips or advice for wiring the user interface to game logic? Like not hard coding compile time, but just setting it up and then runtime the user player can interact. I have no problem making my game logic, but writing it to user interface, like using a signal, but I still hard code the behavior in compile time. Can I just depend on the centralized data? I don't know exactly what you mean by hard coding it in compile time, but I think the general strategy is you separate your data, your logic and your data and your presentation of the data, right? So you shouldn't be putting any game logic in the UI. The UI should be responding to any changes that happen in your game state. And the way that you typically do that is with signals, right? So anytime any game state changes that the UI needs to know about, you emit a signal from whatever's managing the state. And then you connect to that signal through the UI. Now you might need to do when you're setting up your scripts, you might need to get an explicit reference to the UI so that you can connect it to those signals, or you might need to get an explicit reference to whatever node is managing your state. But beyond that, you could just set up the signals. What I typically do is if my game is small enough, I'll just have a global signal, global event manager basically. And anytime something changes, I'll just emit a signal through that. And then anything in the game can listen to those global signals and respond to them. But, for things you could also break them down into smaller managers. So for instance, I have a currency manager here, which all that this is responsible for is managing how much currency you have. But you can see that there's signals up here that tell me when the currency changes. And these are listened to in my currency UI. And the way that I do that is I actually add the currency manager to a group. And then when I have a UI element that needs to know about the currency, I will look for the node that's in the currency manager group. And if it exists, then I'll connect signals there, right? So you can also use groups to do this kind of thing. But yeah, I think it doesn't need to be more complicated than that, really. I need some small advice. If I were to create an animated context menu with animations, would it be better to roll my own solution? Are you going to have to... A context menu being like a right-click menu? Is that what you mean? Does Godot have such a thing by default out of the box? I think you're going to have to roll your own solution anyway, right? I think you can still use control nodes for it. You're just going to have to do some tricks to make it easy to animate. So I think, yeah, to answer your question, I think you are going to largely have to roll your own solution. I don't know if there's anything out of the box that you can build on, aside from the control nodes. What does this.add to group do? So that's an extension method that I wrote. Where am I at? Let's go back to the currency manager. This is an extension method that I wrote. If I call this.add to group, this is the extension method. What it does is it gets the node type and uses the name as the group name. So this ends up being like the fully qualified name. So it'll end up being, for example, it'll end up being game.manager.currency manager is the entirety of the string. And then what I can do is I can say this.get first, what is it? Hold on, let me look at my extensions. Yeah, so if I do get first node in group and I just supply a type, so this is an extension method here. So this extension method does the same exact thing. It gets the full type of the object and then dot name, and that's how it does a lookup. So what I end up doing is I can just get nodes by the symbol, by their class, right? And so, yeah, so I don't need to work with strings. I can just say, get the first board manager. And as long as the board manager is adding itself to its group, then it just works. Yeah, I think the type name is very, very good idea because it pretty much guarantees that only that class can exist in that group. So you get like implicit type safety too, right? Because any node that gets added to a group is just a basic node type in Godot's terms, right? But you can safely do the cast to your specific type if you're using this kind of approach. Right-click menu, thinking about built-in one that creates a whole new window for it and probably is going to animate properly. Oh yeah, I would probably just make your own like, you know, VBox container control node and then animate that yourself. Yeah, I didn't know that there is a built-in context window or context menu. Yeah, extension methods are awesome. So that's another good reason, or another reason why you might want to use C# over GDScript is you can extend a lot of the Godot classes to streamline some of your common operations. I think that's particularly useful for like vector2. So I have vector2 extensions where if I do like vector2.write, no wait, what was it? No, I extended the RNG class. So I do mathutil.rng, I can do rand direction, which is not typically available in the random number generator. But if I click into this, you can see that all this does is this returns a vector2.write rotated by a random range of 0 to 2 pi, right? So it's very common, like in games, especially in a game like Gunforged, where you've got enemies moving in different directions, to want to get a random direction. And so just adding that to the random number generator class itself through, well, not adding it, but extending it with an extension method streamlines that quite a bit too. So it's like a user interface. For example, a button is just sending data that can read and listen by game logic and inject the specific selected data by user player and maybe game logic. Can give feedback to user client. Yeah, you don't want your UI to manage the game state. So if you have a button in your UI that is supposed to change game state, the ideal way to do that is through a signal, right? So the UI will emit a signal like, hey, some game state change requested or whatever. And then it's up to your actual where your logic is to handle the response to that signal. And then if it updates data in response to that signal that the UI sent, you send another signal saying that the state has been updated that the UI can listen to. So that's a better way of approaching it than like calling methods directly on things, because then it properly modularizes it so that if the signals don't exist or aren't connected for whatever reason, your game's not going to crash, you're not going to deal with a bunch of null reference issues, all that good stuff. And also, it's just a better thing to do because then you have that signal available in case you need to listen for it in another system, right? So you might have another logical system that needs to listen for a change in a different logical system. So that logical system could be updating your other piece of logic as well as the UI at the same time from a single signal emission. Whereas if you coupled the UI and the logic directly together, well, now you might have to couple your two separate logical chunks together. You might have to tightly couple those things as well. So yeah, I think just using the signals as like the bridges or the connectors to send that data around your system is the best way to do it. Anyway, what did I do? Did I accidentally? Okay. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh, I gotta go back to the seeded run. So now I need to get these min additional tiers and max additional tiers. So how do I do that? All right, I guess that's easy enough. Cool. Now, do I want to convert this to JSON? Really? You're not just going to let me do all this? Copilot. You had one job, Copilot. Cool. Now what I think I can do is I can do logger dot debug. Oops, did I use the wrong logger? What is it? Godot utilities. Debug. JSON convert serialize object output formatting indented. I don't know if that's going to work, but let's figure it out. Okay, let's go to my logs. Here we go. Is it true that I only had tier 5? Does that sound right? Hold on, let me do something else. Debug fog reveal radius 3000. Hello, Jorgen, welcome back. Good to see you. Find that GDScript is so much less verbose and especially helpful that you don't need to rebuild to make tool scripts work properly. Cleanly written GDScript is a really easy part though. Really easy to port though, yeah. Maybe I could just use a dictionary or a JSON game logic and UI will depend on use it as a reference. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, or you could break, I tend to break up each individual piece of data into its own signal. Just gives you finer control, but you could definitely just have like a game state object that anytime it changes, you emit just like the game state change and then send that whole object over. I think both approaches can work. I just want to make sure that the max tier, so that's a tier 6. So I should see tier 6 in my, yeah. That's a tier 7. Oh, wait a minute. This is 0 based, so that is tier 7. Okay, so this is tier 7. There should be no tier 8 anywhere. Okay, we're good. So I think these stats are working. So now we can take a look at this stuff. So for tier 1, min board X is 2, max board X equals 3, min board Y is 2, max board Y is 2, okay. Min currency, max currency, average health, okay. So here, this is where we start to see problems. This seems like too much of a gap to me. There's a 40 health difference here in the min health and max health. And I think the currency is generating the max currency is a little bit too high. I think the board sizes are okay. This is also very bad. So what this is essentially saying is this is saying there was a board generated at tier 3 that had no upgraded cards, and then there was a board generated at tier 3 that had 5 upgraded cards, or the way that it works is 5 total additional tiers. So it could be one card upgraded 5 times potentially, or it could be 5 individual cards upgraded once, or it could be one card upgraded twice, another card upgraded 3 times. But so I think, and then here's this huge health gap here too, right? 95 and 170, so we're almost getting a 100, you know, this is like 80 difference in health, which is not great. So I want to probably bring these things closer together. And the other thing too is I think the health is maybe growing too fast. I mean, maybe not. This is a 110 difference in health. So there's a couple things to do. We want to bring the disparity between the currencies down, and we probably want to generate less currency as well for the lower tier boards. Like, I don't think a tier 1 board should be giving you 18 currency. So we're going to bring that down. And then, yeah, we'll try to get these health numbers closer together. And this min and max additional tiers, this needs to change as well. Like I shouldn't have a tier 6 board that only has 2 upgrades but has a max of 7. So those are the things that we're going to want to figure out, I think. But before I go any further, I'm going to rename this to log. Well, we'll keep that. Let me go to my game debug. Oops. Debug log seeded run stats. Is debug log seeded run stats enabled? Cool. Put this here. Project settings, game debug log seeded run stats, add. Turn that on, and then we will do this. If game debug dot is debug log seeded run stats enabled, we will do log stats. Okay, so now I can just control whether that gets printed with a flag in the project settings. So now if I go back to my logs, we'll see some slightly different data here, but it's going to be largely the same, I think. All right, so let's try to get the health under control first. Get enemy board health, growth rate, tier plus, oh, I see. This is probably too much of a distribution. Let's just turn that down and see what that does. Actually, this is an exponential too. I wonder... We'll just see what that does. Hello, Cody. Welcome back. Shaba's Tunes, welcome back. So I can set a full object in a single parameter as an argument. You can. I don't know if I personally would do that, because then you will also end up with all of your... When I say something like game state, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be all in one object. It's just a general way of saying like what the state of your game is, right? And that state could be fragmented across a couple of files. It could be all in one object. You can do that. You can send a big old state object that contains a bunch of relevant data and emit it around, but I tend to keep it granular. Just respond to very narrow state changes. By ref or copy, yeah. Do I know any chance of the art of game design? No, I don't. I'm sorry. How many lines of code are you at now? I don't know. Count lines in workspace. 34,000 lines of code, I guess. Yeah, 34,000. Seems right to me. Did you update to Godot 4.5 for a project? I did, yeah. Hello, Yeet. Welcome back. 41414. Good number, yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to the log here. Min health, max health. Min health, max health. These are still too far apart. So I think this exponential growth is just getting away from me here. How is it calculating the min and max health? Oh wait, never mind. That was a dumb question. So I think the way that this is working is just going to create bigger ranges. What happens if I modify the growth rate instead? I'll just get rid of this. Let's see what that does. I want to learn C# and using Godot. Should I go pure C# first or with Godot? If you already have programming experience, I don't think it's that hard to learn C# with Godot. So I don't know if that's going to be too big of a problem. Min health, max health. Oh. Right, the problem is at tier 1, it's just going to be the same number every time. Oh, wait. These numbers are still pretty far from each other. Yeah, 228 and 505. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, let's take a look at this now. Min health, max health, min health, max health. Okay, these are closer together. Okay, this looks a little bit more reasonable. Min health and oh, there must only be one tier 7 there. They're still a little bit too close together. I'm gonna try a different thing. I also don't want the health to be that high. So what I might do is I might do tier divided by 2f plus that. We're just looking at numbers. We're just looking at numbers. Hello, Real Crudo. Welcome back. Good to see you. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Same answer applies to GT script. Yeah. I keep like wanting to test the game, but I just need the stats here. Okay. 50 and 59, 58, 77. 78, 93, 91, 128, 79, 110, 133. Okay, those numbers are definitely smaller. Let's do this now. Let's just increase this back up. Okay. 50 and 71, that sounds more reasonable. 58, 92, that doesn't sound so reasonable. But maybe it's okay. 67, 96, 79, 116, 91, 156. I think that seems okay. So basically, whatever this number is controls the variance between the min and the max, and this is just kind of slowing the rate of growth. So I might do the divided by 1.5 instead. This is just magic numbers. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm just trying to get a reasonable... Oops, what did I just do? I just moved something. Oh, that's annoying. One second. I just accidentally moved a whole directory. Okay, undo that. Okay, back into Alchemortis now. This is why we use version control. Okay. Alrighty. 50, 83, 61, 84, 74, 112, 91, 140. These are kind of large gaps still. Yeah, 138, 214. That's still such a large gap. What camera webcam are you using? It's a Sony Evo something. Sony Evo, I think. I don't know. I don't remember the exact model. It's just a little like point and shoot camera. Good to hear that, Real Cruda. Do you have a setup video? I don't know what that means. Setup video? I used to work in an MMO game company that uses C++ 7 years ago, and the project was hell. I'm really happy it becomes way more easier for people learning game dev nowadays. Yeah. Do I think the UID change was a net positive for Godot? Yeah, I'm kind of like ambivalent on the UID change. There's aspects of it that are annoying, but if it makes referencing resources and moving things around more reliable, then I'm totally fine with it. So I think there's pros and cons, but I trust that the Godot devs wouldn't have made such a big change unless they thought it was absolutely necessary, so I will just trust them. Okay, so these numbers look a lot more reasonable. So the next thing that we got to get under control is this min and max currency. So calculate currency. Let's just turn this down. Oh, I just realized that there's a problem here. This needs to be absolute. That would probably explain some of the reason why the currency is so variable. Oh, I mean showing your PC, desk, mouse, keyboard, etc. Oh, no, I don't have a video of that. I could do one, but if that would be interesting. Maybe it would be better as a Patreon exclusive video. Anyway. All right. Min currency, max currency. 512. Yeah, I think there needs to be like there needs to be a floor level increase. So maybe we'll do tier plus this. Let's try that instead. I'm trying to keep like all the numbers in the game relatively low so they're easy to understand. Okay, let's take a look. 0, 5, and 11. 7 and 14. 7 and 13. 8 and 14. 10 and 17. 11 and 18. 11 and 13. Isn't this riveting? Playing around with numbers. We'll do an actual play test too once I've got these numbers in place. 8 and 13, 5 and 12, 9 and 16, 12 and 19, 14 and 19, 21, 21, 15 and 22. Okay. That definitely seems a lot more reasonable to me. So I'm just going to call that good for now. So what was the other thing? We got to get the additional tiers here. Get card upgrade count. Rand F tier 1.5. Let me look at the upgrade. Min additional tiers, max additional tiers. Sometimes the min additional tiers is 0. Why is that the case? Oh, I think this needs to be 0. And this should be tier plus that. Maybe that will work. Oops. I guess I needed to build it in anyway, but let's see. I need you to jiggle some keys in front of the camera on board. Yeah. Hello, Asymmetrics. Welcome back. Wonder if it would be sensible to cover some of your factory classes with tests around release, specifically to combat regression post-launch. Yeah, it might be useful. I think especially like making sure the seeded runs still work. I mean, I think the seeded runs are they're gonna change. Max additional tiers. Like if I make a change to the map generation, obviously seeded runs in later versions of the game are not gonna be the same as seeded runs in earlier versions, but I think for minor versions, or maybe, no, like for patch versions should have the same result for the same seed, so that might be useful to do as well. So I think this is largely looking okay. The one that I'm not so sure about is this one here, max additional tiers. So I think what I might do is I might do this. Tier plus 1 times 0.25. So the amount of potential upgrades is going to increase as the tier goes up. I think that's probably going to result in 0. Yeah, 0 here, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 6, 5 and 7, 6 and 6. I think I can probably just bump that up even more. Game dev process, which is interesting. Maybe not riveting at the moment. Nice and chill to have on, though. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you, Divine Wind. Divine Wind 420. Uh-oh. We have 9 and 11. Anyway, 0 and 1, 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 3 and 7. That's a little bit too much of a variance, I think, but I probably want to make it related to the board size as well. But these numbers sound more reasonable for sure. Yeah. So I think I'll call that okay. We'll just have to play around with this. Now the thing about the boss is the boss health is generated differently, so actually, it's probably okay. I should probably log the boss information as well. But let's not worry about that right now. Let's do a playtest and see just generally how that feels. Here we go, playtest time. Hello, Ali, welcome. Good to see you again. It is time for a playtest. Let's go to the booster first. Let's do weapons. I've got a lot more weapons to play with now. I forgot to, hold on. This grimoire still has all of these composed abilities. Get rid of this. There we go. That would be definitely very broken. All right, let's try again. I really like the icons in this text now. That's super cool, super cool. Okay, so this has 71 health, upgraded prisoner. Increases critical chance of minion cards, okay. Okay, combat feels tougher already. I could very easily imagine a situation where maybe I didn't win that combat. So that's okay. Alchemy tier 1. What do we want to alchemize? I don't really have... Let's just... do this. 4 damage and heal for the damage dealt. Apply 10 fire. Apply 2 poison. These are the same, so I'll just take that one. Cat 1, prayer beads 1. This one gives the most. This one gives the most currency, and then I can go to an artifact. Cool. Okay. Arming sword, prisoner 2, carrot. Let's do the artifact. And I'll probably just, I don't know, maybe I should skip those combats, I don't know. I can reroll for 0. Oh, this is a tier 2. 50% chance for fire, poison, bleed, and preserve to be applied twice. Well, that could be useful. Chalice of blood, though. Let's do that one, actually. Get some extra money. Let's go for the enchant. All poison applied is increased by 1. Swarm. Oh, that's... okay. That description is too long. I'm going to need to update that. All poison applied is increased by 1 or swarm. I don't know. Let's just throw swarm on a skeleton warrior, I guess. Oh, that's the wrong icon. Why is that using the debuff icon? Oh, I think I... Hold on. What? Why did it do that? I don't know why I did that. Okay, well, for some reason that's using the wrong icon. Why is that using the wrong icon? I don't know why that's using the wrong icon. We're gonna have to figure that out. Let me just write that down. In card, inspector, and tooltip, enchant icon is wrong. I don't know why that broke. Anyway. Alrighty, so we can hit this booster now. Alchemical relic. Let's do relics. Ooh, some good ones here. Cool. Now, do I do another alchemy? Or hit this string of combats? What do I want to do? Oh, there's a shop over here. Maybe I'll circle back this way, get all that currency, and then I can hit the shop. I've got 24 gold. Hello, Mun. Welcome back. The UI is so much better. Thank you. Tooltip is looking so good. I'm glad you guys like it. What's the other button besides the tooltip toggle? That is the settings. So if you just click that, it pulls up the pause menu. And I can turn off tooltips if I want, which means I can get all this highlighting without, you know, anything being obscured. I can turn this back on. So it's a nice middle ground, I guess. Anyway, I don't know if I'm... Oh, I should win this one. Oh, maybe not, actually. I might not win this one, actually. Oof, I just got critted, too. Please don't... Please no more crits. Ugh. Dang. Okay, no worries, no worries. I have the ability to resurrect. Let's get rid of this Viper. I can't use it right now. Okay, now I should be able to win this one. Okay. Why is there so many prisoners? I'm tired of fighting prisoners. Let's do this one. Combat definitely feels a lot tougher, especially since I haven't gotten any increased board sizes yet. I haven't seen any. I feel like I'm still getting too much currency. Did you add a second area after the first boss battle? Yeah, I did. I still have to make the areas look unique in terms of their map art and map decorations, but yeah. There is a second area where everything gets generally tougher. So that's going to be part of this playtest. I'm going to go into the next area and see how that feels. Skull Wand. Let's do the Skull Wand. Why not? Into the shop we go. Tier 1 shop. Okay. Telescope. Ooh. Do I want to get a telescope? Oh, I want this. Yeah, give me that. Okay. And we got upgrade alchemy. These are all tier 1. Might still be useful. Oh, I need to add like proper tooltip here. Apply 6 preserve for each time fire was applied since last execution. Let's do an upgrade. We'll upgrade the swarm guy. We can put this on the board, I suppose. Okay. Alchemy. I don't want to do alchemy, I don't think. I might just purchase a telescope, honestly. Or maybe I'll hold on to that. Ooh, you know what? Oh, I did this in the wrong order. Actually, 11. Let's do the alchemy. Do this skeleton warrior with the dowsing rod. I need to show the crit stuff. Crit 70%. There we go. I need that. Give me that guy. And then I can buy the telescope. Okay. That was a successful shop run, I think. There's another grow board there. Honestly, I probably want to get that. So I'm gonna have to go up this way. I don't know if you already did it, but a quick shortcut key to toggle the tooltip on and off would be nice. Yeah, I do want to do that for sure. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. I can put this here. All right. Let's fight the lamb. I'm going to do a lot of damage now, hopefully. Good. Okay. Much better, much better. So now, I guess we'll do this alchemy. I don't really need to do this, but... might as well... oh, I can't do that. Do I do the leech with the lamb bone ring, or... I'm gonna do it. YOLO. YOLO. Nope, that's not right. Dang, I lost my 50% or 70% crit chance. That is a bummer. Oy. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just take one of these guys. Dang it! The alchemy did not go my way right there. Let's do a weapon. Here we go. Ooh, consumes all non-necrosis statuses of the opponent board. Let's do that. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So we've got, what is that? 12 more moves we can do. So that's 5, 6. That's 11. I mean, I could do that. I could go this way, get some extra money, get another upgrade. And that will put me close enough to the checkpoint where I can get into the next region without incurring a penalty. So I think I might do that. So I'm going to go this way. Let's fight this. So that staff is essentially consuming the fire stacks and dealing fire damage before it triggers sometimes. That's cool. All right, upgrade. We are going to upgrade the leech. Apply 6 damage and heal for the damage dealt. Apply 13 fire. There we go. Ooh, 99. Okay, so what do I want to do? This one gives me more money, so we'll do this one. You actually have a swarm icon, maybe using debuff as default. No, it's supposed to be an ability icon, or that's supposed to be an enchant, rather. It's just the icon is bugged. The icon is bugged, that's all. Bam! Okay, we're gonna go into the boss fight now. Let's see what happens. Alrighty, so this is 112 health. Upgraded torch. Apply 7 fire, heal 5, apply 11 preserve. This is gonna copied from chicken. Okay, so this scarecrow is actually not that scary. Let's see what happens. This might be a tough board, but we'll see. I think it's gonna be okay. Ooh, ooh, that was a lot of fire damage. The game is definitely feeling more difficult. It feels like my choices are a little bit more impactful. Okay, so now I can visit this, and then I can go to the booster here. Now we're in the second region. Let's do a minion. To the Bat Cave, find icon breakage. Yeah, it's good it's tougher because I was just barging through with nodes without a thought. Yeah. Also, tiers of the upgrades in the shop being visible without a tooltip could be nice. Yeah, and all of these events now, I need to show like a tier icon somewhere, I think. We'll take the rat. Let's put this here. Okay. Pike 3, Pike 2, Battle Trumpet 1, and Carrot 2. That's going to be a tough one. I think I'm going to go to this alchemy instead. Let's go to the alchemy instead. We've got a bigger alchemy board now. Ooh. Oh. Do I dare alchemize this with something? With a skeleton warrior? I don't want to do the phoenix because that exhaust here, this is part of that ability. So if I alchemize that, that's going to be a problem. Let's just do these two. Boom, look at that. Although, yeah, this is better. So this turn is 6 turns. This is 11 turns. This is going to be great. Boom. Skeleton warrior build. All right. Longbowman 4, blacksmith tools 1, prayer beads. Oh gosh. 110. Well, let's try it. Let's try it. I don't know. This might not work well for me. Oh, he's going to deal 10 additional damage for each adjacent. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He just blasted me. Oh, I won though. Whew. Okay. Let's go to this artifact here. Another telescope. Let's do a spade, actually. Fight this guy. Deal 23 damage, projects 11 preserve to minion cards to the right. Well, this is not a minion. And this is not a weapon. Okay, so these things don't work at all together. So it should be fine. I should be okay. Do another artifact. Vampire Fangs. 50% lifesteal but lose 5% of max health. Basilisk Eye. I could also reroll if I wanted to. Broken Sundial. I kind of feel like I want to do that. Tier 3 Alchemy. I wish I had a 1x1 card. I don't have any 1x1 cards. Okay, well this guy's not that useful. So I'm going to alchemize that with that and also with the scythe. Let's do it. 7 damage, 2x damage with an adjacent minion, apply 3 bleed. Apply 3 bleed, heal 6. So I'm going to take the skeleton because the skeleton gets the benefit from the skull wand. And it also has the bleed and the deal 2x damage of an adjacent minion, so we'll do that. Oh gosh. Executioner's Sword, Pike 3, Blacksmith Tools, Prayer Beads, Torch 3. Let's see what happens. It's going to deal 20 damage to me and then apply 7 turns of paralysis to 1 random enemy minion card. This should highlight... Pike highlighting a broken. Let me see. Let me think. I probably want to fix that. Oops. So this should ideally highlight all my minions on the board when I hover over that. Okay. The tooltips are looking pretty good, thank you. You know what I find frustrating about signals? They're supposed to mitigate hard references to other nodes, but they require being connected via code. Yeah, that's true. Good movement. Good moment though, you took a risk and didn't pay off. Yeah. Yellow failed us, yeah. Leech looks strong. Yeah, the leech is pretty strong right now. Staff hard counters preserve builds. It does, yeah. Once you get the number of ranges feeling good, maybe add a difficulty slider to apply multiplier to a number of ranges. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to handle difficulty yet. We're going to figure that one out. What if you had a button that could show a guide to what different icons mean, so the tooltip you can just have the icons? I was doing that. I was having short text, but I don't know if I'm going to do that still. What does the telescope do? It increases the fog of war reveal radius by 1, so you can see 1 node further than you otherwise could. Hello, Polaris. Can you take 2 of the same artifact? You can. Yeah, all the artifacts are stackable so far. Do you use those tools that go through your game logic, but as you set it up, so it can make probabilities of what the chances of getting OP is? I don't. I have my own like statistics tools that I can use to kind of judge that, but I don't have. Yeah, I don't have like a more sophisticated tool than that. Warhorse. The simplest form, throwing dice and seeing how many times it hits 6 type of thing. Yeah, telescope is not used in the fight, right? Use a global bus system for signals, or do you try to stick to signals amongst managers? I do both. Things that need to be truly global will be global in like a global bus. Ooh, these combats are getting more difficult. Oh, I lost. Okay. Cool. We're going to get rid of the rat. And we're also going to get rid of the Gorgon head. I am losing the war of attrition right now. There's way too many artifact nodes on the map. I need to start making... I want to go visit that shop, but I need to start making my way north because otherwise I'm going to get it caught out in this region. Although that's only 3. And that combat looks relatively easy. So let's do this. Let's go to this health here. I'm going to increase my health by the max amount. Go here. All alchemical cards. Gain 2 heal. Well, I don't have that many alchemical cards. That's not going to be useful because I have more than 1 minion. Vampire, let's reroll. I don't want those. Basilisk Eye, let's take that. Okay. Now we'll go to the shop. Let's see what we got in here. Ooh, a cultist. Apply 11 fire to both enemy and self per adjacent card with heal. Well, that's a cool card, but it's not going to necessarily work that well. These are overlapping each other. That's kind of odd. I could get another Basilisk Eye. That would be OP. Increase board size, yes. So I still think I'm getting too much money. Or I don't have enough opportunities to spend money. Probably a little bit of both. Apply 5 poison. Might as well grab that and just throw that on the board. I'm going to buy the Basilisk Eye to be cheap. To cheat the game. I'm going to buy some max health. Did that take my money or no? I feel like that didn't take my money, but that's alright. Ooh, I have an idea. Alchemize these together. Now the risk... Oh! Dang! Legendary Phoenix. Oh shoot, I don't have room on the board for it. Okay, this guy is not really doing that much, so I might move this guy off. Put these 2 guys there, and then put this here. Nice. I'm not brave enough to take Vampire Fangs. Okay. Okay. That was good. I'd say maybe digging upgrades could have 1 premium version with a cost. Yeah, I was thinking about ways to change that. Nice. Okay, enchant. Here we go. Give us a good enchant here. Turn cooldown is reduced by 1. Swarm. Oh, another swarm. Dang it. All poison applied is increased by 1. Let's just do that. Yeah, let's do that on that guy. I do like the way that the tiers are structured now because it's like I can't upgrade this Phoenix. Oh, I can. Because it's a high enough tier. Nice. But yeah, like the enchantments and stuff, it's a lot more meaningful, the choices. You can't just stack enchants on the same thing, so you gotta like spread them around a lot, and it makes it a lot more interesting for sure. There are way too many artifacts on the map. Oh my gosh. 3x damage dealt if an opponent board contains at least 1 minion. Goodness gracious. Oh, but I exhausted the horse, so that's good. It did. It took your money, just small rewatch. Okay, thank you for checking that for me, Dennis. Are you the one creating your game? Yeah, I'm doing this. I mean, yeah, I'm a solo developer, so I'm doing this all myself, if that's what you mean. Only cards of tier 3 or lower can be upgraded here. Actually, the leech is probably the one I want to upgrade. Okay. Is there a booster around? Oh, look at a booster right there. Let's do that. Do I want minions? Probably minions, because I got the skull wand here. Although, yeah, I don't have anything that scales off of anything else. So we'll take minions. Oh! We got a maggot. Oh, maggot has swarm. Giant squid. Zombie. Viper. Maggot. Tier 4 alchemy. Ooh, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the maggot and the squid. And the zombie. Give me a 1x1. Yes, here we go. Oh, really? Apply 2 bleed. Oh, that's fine. So essentially what happened is I retained the bleed, but I lost the swarm and gained poison. That's perfect, because I don't have any other swarm cards. Okay, that works. Not as good as I was hoping for, but... Why are there so many artifacts? Okay, that needs to change. Reduce number of artifacts on map. Noble Pedigree. All ritual cards drop 1 tier higher. Or telescope. I'll take another telescope because I want to see how close I am. Okay. So yeah, we got to get to the checkpoint here. So I've got 16 more to spend. 7 plus 6, or 7 plus 8 is 15, right? Okay, that'll be perfect. I'll hit these 3. Oh, I kind of want that though. Shoot. I probably should take the board size increase, actually. So we'll go this way to that checkpoint. 2 war horses. Oh my gosh. Get wrecked upon. Alright. Trying to build a tile-based circuit system and found out that tile map layers have built-in get neighbor calls. Thinking of refactoring to tile map layers now. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Converts all damage dealt to preserve. Turn cooldown reduced by 1. Echo. Oh, no. Should I just make the Phoenix just... Yep. So the Phoenix is just going to immediately just blast everything as soon as it goes. And then I'll do this. And we can put the Viper on there now. Okay, 254 health. Got a bunch of prisoners. Reduces the remaining turns of minion cards on the edge of the board. Oh my gosh. Wait, I got 2 of those? Oh, no, that's going to be nasty. Because it affects the mayor too. Oh no. Okay. Let's see what happens. I think I'm going to win. Especially if that Phoenix goes. Yo, 144? Oh, because I've got the sundial. That's crazy. All right. The Inquisition is regrouping. No notoriety penalty. So I think this is feeling better than it was. There are still some problems, I think. This seems easier to me, this one. Deal 6 additional damage for each adjacent empty grid cell. Okay. Oh, but I exhausted him because of the Basilisk guy. That's alright. Actually, what does the tier actually do? For what are you talking about? The cards or the nodes? The tier on the nodes basically affects how powerful they are. So an increase, like a tier 4 alchemy is going to have a larger board for you to alchemize with. And a tier 4 artifact is going to give you more reroll opportunities. Tier 4 health is going to give you larger health increase. There are way too many artifacts on the map, though. The double basilisk eye is super strong. Oh, it's super strong. All right, anyway. Go here. I can increase my max health by 45. Boom. Tier 7 upgrade card. Of course, we're going to throw the Phoenix on there. Get another upgrade here. All right, let's throw the Staff of Vela on there. Can I rework this so that the scythe fits? Is that possible? Yep. Boom. Although the Grimoire would work really well with my sundial that I have. Do I want to make room? Honestly, I don't know that these skeleton warriors are doing that much for me, honestly. This one is pretty weak. This one is not that great. And I already have the Staff of Belos, so these are just going to be redundant. So I'll keep the staff there and I'll put the Grimoire there. That is going to work with my broken sundial a lot better. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's see what that does. Well, the game's so sophisticated to make, but you have 10 years of experience anyway. That's why. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, I guess, sophisticated systems in the game, but it's really pretty straightforward. Okay, I'm just stomping everything now. Okay. I think part of the reason why is I have so many artifacts. I really should have half as many of these if I was like trying to artifact max. Tier 6 maggot. Increase board size again. These, yeah, so I think I'm still getting too much currency. So I want to reduce the currency some more. Maybe change the shop costs as well. I mean, this is 42. That's pretty expensive. Let's do enchant. Oh no. It broke. Oh. Yep. Shop enchants are not generated. Okay, so that's gonna have to be fixed. Well, I have soft locked myself due to a bug. Okay, all right. I think it's feeling better though. It's definitely getting there. I think, yeah, I need to reduce the number of artifacts. I probably need to slightly increase the enemy health. So further reduce currency gain. Further increase enemy board health. Okay. Well, that sucks. That's a pretty board though, huh? I like the variety of art and colors on there. That's cool. Hello, Ninja Link. Finally back from my work trip so I can enjoy my favorite niche streamer. Nice. Niche, yeah. Tier for cards. Oh, the tier for the cards just increases the card power, so it just upgrades the numbers basically. So this has, the Phoenix does 20 fire base, but because it's upgraded so much, it does 40 fire now. I think it would be a good idea to not allow duplicate artifacts. Stacking these is pretty crazy. The sundial is technically broken, yeah. I might have to make them unique. I just don't know, how is that going to work with like the seeded run? Because I'm generating all the artifact inventories. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's not going to be a problem. I already accounted for that. I might have to change the sundial. I only have one sundial and it's super strong. Oh, one of the reasons why I was getting so much currency though is I had this chalice of blood the whole time, so maybe that's why. Broken sundial might need to change. Instead of doubling the applied, because if this triggers on the Phoenix, it applies 80 fire, which is ridiculous, right? So I may change it that it just, well, maybe it could just add like one additional stack. Basilisk Eye is really strong. So stacking these is super strong. The telescope, stacking that is kind of interesting. Oh, there's a missing pixel in the chalice of blood. We're getting to the point of the game now where there's like so much to do. Anyway, let's do this. So this is going to need to be fixed. This shop enchants are not generated as part of the seeded run. That needs to be fixed. And then we're going to reduce the number of artifacts on the map as well. So I'm going to do that when I come back. I'm going to take a quick 3-minute break, and we're just going to work on that. Like, these things are broken, they need to be fixed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. The shop enchant fix is going to be very interesting, I think. Can the shop offer... No, the shop cannot do artifacts, so that's fine. Alright, so I think... Let me think... Well, I'm going to have to look at the code and see what's going on, but I'm going to take a quick 3-minute break, and when I come back, we will fix those things. All right? BRB. Okay, I'm back. The game crashed. Yeah. Why dark theme? Do you feel dark in your life? That how player think... I don't know. Why dark theme for the game? I don't know. It's just fun, I guess. I think it's a cool theme. Necromancy, alchemy. Idea for something small that I've always liked. Hovering over a number reveals the equation that results in that number. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Horror is big. Let's see. Hello, Enrique. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. 5% to proc. If dial is not proc, add 1 lucky stack. Each lucky stack increases the chance to proc by 5%. That could work, yeah. I think the dial does need to be redone a little bit. Can you tell me the basic idea about how to make a boss fight and transition between attacks and phases? Not how to do it, of course, but the general idea. For this kind of game, or... Because it's not going to be the same between genres, right? I think the overall idea is that... Oh, how to make a boss... Oh, you're talking like a state machine. Well, you want a state machine. Yeah, that's what you want. You want a state machine, a finite state machine. So if you just use that, learn about that, that's how you could make a boss fight in like an action game or something. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the general advice would be use a state machine for it. All right, how are we going to fix this? Let's see. Shop enchants are not generated as part of the seeded run. So I think what I need to do is I need to say if context.currentNode dot if context.currentNode dot node event type is equal to event type dot shop, then we need to do something different. Base enchant enchants. Okay. So now in the shop here, what we need to do is get shop configuration for node, shop configuration, event configuration. Can I just do this? Public enchant configuration, get enchant configuration. Random number generator RNG. Return new enchant configuration. Oh, this is using the wrong RNG. No, I did it again. Using Godot. Okay, so that should work. Now if I go to my seeded run here, shop configuration. I think that's it. So basically, whenever I create a shop configuration, I'm creating a new random number generator object with a random seed. But this seed itself will be seeded, so it's going to be working off the overarching RNG object. But that's going to get passed into the shop configuration here. And then that's going to get passed along into the enchant configuration from the shop. So now in here, what I can do is I could say var shop config is equal to context get shop configuration for node, context.current node, enchants equals shop config dot get enchant configuration dot get enchants. I think that should fix it. So this should still be seeded. And we can test this. The shop is number 2. So I'll go to project, generate test map on. Test map node type is 2. So I'm going to run this. I'm going to check it out. Oops. Setup test, new shop configuration. All right, let's see what happens. So we'll go here. Let's see if this has it does have an enchant. Okay, so I need to add some money. Enchant purchase. So this has swarm, poison applied, and damage dealt to preserve. So now if I copy this seed, and I go to my run manager, paste the seed in there. Should be the exact same options now. So go to this shop here. Should be the same price, same enchants. Swarm, poison applied is increased by 1, converts all damage dealt to preserve. And we'll give it one more shot just to be absolutely sure that it's generating the same inventory. Swarm, all poison applied is increased by 1, converts all damage dealt to preserve. Okay, it's fixed. It is fixed. Okay. Fix shop enchant inventories not seeded. Boom, easy. Okay. So that's done. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, actually. So that's done. We need to reduce the number of artifacts on the map. So let's go to run map generator. So artifact is a chance of 5. Place guaranteed event. Min count distribution spacing. I guess maybe I just need to make the artifact less common here. Am I printing? "19 artifacts." There should not be more artifacts than there are enchants. Let's just turn this down to 2, I guess. Still 19 artifacts? Why is it placing so many artifacts? I don't understand that. 18 artifacts, so it almost doesn't matter what this weight is. If I turn this to 0, is that gonna not... Let me see. Oh, that doesn't work. It's almost like the loot table is not being used. $15 artifacts. It's got to be something to do with the wave function collapse. Event loot table pick item. Let me just do this. If eligible items dot count is equal to 1, eligible items 0 dot item. Oh, well, let's just do this. gd.print eligible items 0 dot item. I'm curious to see if there's ever a situation where the artifact is the only thing that can be chosen for a node, because that would explain why it's so common. Okay, no, artifact is never the only option. Okay, so that's fine. Update entropy for placed node. I might just increase that. Let's see what that does. Let's do artifact. I wonder, let me think. 15 artifacts. There's still too many artifacts. Let me see. It's like playing whack-a-mole. So there's an artifact there, an artifact there, an artifact there. So 3 artifacts within like the first starting region. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there. Why are these so common? I don't understand. There's only 9 shops, but there's 15 artifacts. What? Despite the fact that shop is more common. Is valid node. Node remove event type dot artifact. I'm gonna have to step through this, I think. Figure out why that's so common. I'm glad no one is looking into my code. They might have an aneurysm. Yeah. That's funny. I mean, really, the only explanation is that hold on a second. Nodes to assign. Oh, that's why. I have event type.artifact hard-coded here. Oops. Wow. Okay. Good to know. That would explain it. Now there's only 5 artifacts. Look at that. I fixed it, everybody. Wow, why was that the... Oh, okay, that was a big... That's actually going to dramatically change a whole lot about the map. Wow. Okay, so let's just take a look here. There's an artifact there. There's an artifact there. There's one there. That's much more reasonable. Wow. Okay. That would definitely explain that. Now there's 11 artifacts, which is still less than I was getting before. That might be a high one, though. Let's just run it again a couple times, see what it tends to be around. Another 11. 10. So I reduced the number of artifacts by 50%-ish, it looks like. It's still generating quite a lot. Okay, 7 artifacts. Ten artifacts. I mean, there's 300-ish nodes on the map as it stands. So 10 of those being artifacts is not that big of a problem. Oh, there's a big leaf here. I don't want that to be the case. Still feel like that's too common. So what I might do is I might reduce the artifact even more. But then in this place guaranteed nodes, or I wonder if I should, well, let me think. 4 guaranteed artifacts, so make it rarer. I can either make it rarer or make them farther apart. Let's just see what happens by making it rarer. Nine. 7. 5. Okay, that's much more reasonable. That's much more reasonable. Oh, 12 on that one. Might have to set a maximum amount as well. But I don't think it's a big problem if you get a run every once in a while where you can just stack artifacts. That would be pretty fun, you know. I don't want to just like homogenize every run so that it all feels the same. There should definitely be runs where you can stack a bunch of artifacts, and there should be runs where artifacts are a little bit more sparse. So I'm okay with the artifact count being a little bit high on occasion, because that could be fun too, right? Okay, that's much more reasonable. Now the shops might be a little bit too common. Oh, 8 shops is about right. I'm just reading the chat. I don't think Kelso's first language is English, so it's kind of hard to understand sometimes. Okay, I'm much more satisfied with those numbers now. Okay, that should dramatically change the feel of the game. Oh, those little bugs. Okay, so that's good. Let's see, is there anything else that we can fix real quick? Cards that target enemy cards are broken with highlighting. So this one, let me see that. Board, no, board. I think I've made a bug. I did a bug in here. Let's see. If ability. Why did I do this? Can I look at the blame here? Fix board highlighting. Wonder what that was in reference to. Ability grid indicator shows for abilities that target opponent board. Oh, I see. I think I was fixing it. So here's what I did, I think. How do I close this? So let me put the pike in my inventory. So here, oh. Enable test player cards. So here, what was I doing? That's not a pike. One of these days I will get the thing that I want. So I think what happens if I remove this... Wait. Why did I do that? Let's remove that and see what happens. Oh, it's highlighting this board. Right, it's highlighting the self board. But I think that was also affecting the card highlight as well. So like, if a card targets the enemy board, it needs to highlight the enemy cards, but not the cells. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So all I need to do here is I just did my logic wrong. This needs to say if queryable ability, query options dot source query source board. I just did my logic wrong. So here, this pike should not be highlighting this board because it targets enemy cards, right? But it should still highlight the enemy minions. So if I go to this combat here, if I go to this combat, yeah, so now it's highlighting the minions, but it shouldn't highlight this board here. But now with this fix in place, it should still highlight the affected cards, but it will skip highlighting the board cells if the queryable ability is not targeting the source board, which is the board that it belongs to. So now if I go this way, so you can see the pike no longer highlights that board. But when I go to the villager here, it should highlight the villager. And the ox, I guess, yeah. Okay, perfect. I'm noticing a bunch of art issues too. Okay. So that's fixed. All right, lots of bug fixes, lots of bug fixes. Okay. I'm watching your Survivor's course right now. I'm glad to find your stream too. Awesome, thank you. Glad to hear that. All right, that's gonna be it for the stream today. Unless anyone has any final questions here. But yeah, I think basically I just need to play with the combat some more, the combat generation. A lot of the work from here on out is just gonna be getting the game to feel good. And then of course I'm gonna need to, figure out how to scale the difficulty, especially, you know, in the context of the longevity of the game, so that, you know, the first couple runs should probably be easy, but then there should be a way for the runs to become more difficult. I don't really like when roguelites start the runs off such that they're impossible to beat until you get some meta upgrades, but I definitely do think that there needs to be a way to increase the challenge. So we'll see, but anyway, that's it for the stream today. Like I said, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for being here. If you want, you can wishlist Alchemortis on Steam. It's the first line in the description below. You'll also find a link to the Discord server below, as well as a link to my Patreon if you want to financially support the development. So check out all the links in the description below. Hope you all have a good day, and I will see you back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, bye-bye.